Welcome back to Speak Up Queen, the podcast where we empower, uplift, and celebrate women who have reclaimed their voices to inspire others. Today, we are honored to welcome the inspiring Tona Elliott, affectionately known as Lady V. Tivona's journey is one of unwavering resilience and empowerment as she brings God's message of liberation and love to people everywhere. As the CEO of Elliott Knight Professionals, a spiritual release coach, and an author consultant, Tivona is dedicated to helping individuals reclaim their voices and transform their lives, one story at a time. Her life altering experience, including overcoming street life, molestation, domestic abuse, and a lupus diagnosis, have fueled her passion to uplift and empower others. Tivona's impact extends far and wide as the founder of the Too Gone Too Long Judgment Free Network, a thriving TV and radio platform that encourages insightful discussions and spreads a culture of love. Through her transformative program, Awaken the Rebel Within, Release, Rebuild, Rebrand Your Voice, Tivona helps individuals embrace their peace, freedom, and purpose. Join us as we delve into Tivona's incredible story of faith, strength, and transformation. Let's welcome Tivona Elliott to Speak Up Queen.
Hello, hello, hello.
Tivona, what was the most challenging limiting belief you had to overcome, and how did breaking free from it help you reclaim your voice?
So I believe that my most challenging was to find out that I wasn't worthy because I heard that for so long that I wasn't worthy, that I wasn't enough. And to know that you're not worthy in life, you go through life feeling like, why? Like you just really doing the bare minimum because you're just living because you're not worthy of living. So why even be here? And a lot of us go through that every day. We putting on a mask just to mask it and feel like, oh, well, I'm here, but why am I here? And so for me, that was the most challenging because I heard it over and over and over and over again that I wasn't worthy, that I wasn't enough. And so when I started to awaken the rebel within, and I started to find my voice. I started to know who I was. I realized that I deserve it all, that I am worthy, that I am more than enough. And it ain't my fault that they can't see that I'm more than enough. That is a personal problem for them and not me. And I'm not going to wear their problems on my back like a jacket because it ain't my problem. So I'm going to live my life freely and I'm going to do me the way I want to do me and know that no matter what, I, Tona Elliott, Lady V, is more than enough, that I am worthy of having everything that my heart desires, everything that I can dream of. And I don't dream small, I dream big because we can manifest the things that we want. And so I'm just going to be free to be me. So I am worthy and I am enough. And I will continue to tell people that I'm worthy and tell people that they're worthy because you have to love you to know that guess what? You are worthy and you are more than enough.
Sure. You have me in tears. You are like, because for 5 years ago, I felt that way. I really felt that I wasn't enough. I even didn't even want to look myself in the mirror. And it's just now, just going back to that time where we started. It is really such an emotional time, but it's also a proud time that we were able to say, you know what, enough is enough. We are worth it. We are valuable. We are important. So it was just now, oh, I love it. Can you share a moment when someone's words or actions made you feel small and how you found the strength to rise above it?
Whew, there was just so many. Um, mm, there was, man, I can't tell you which one was worse because there was just so many of them that just continue to beat me down and continue to haunt me to the point that, like you said, when I looked in the mirror, I had no idea who I was. I didn't like the woman that I was. I didn't like the woman that I had became. I didn't like the woman that was staring back at me. And I was like, who the hell is she? And why is she here? Like, it was just so many. And people say that words don't hurt, but words do hurt. They sting, they cut like a knife, and they do hurt. And when you're told the same thing over and over again, that you don't amount to anything, it's like a bug being stepped on because people can't see it because it's so small, they just walk right on it. Or they see it and they splat. That's how we feel as humans sometimes with the words that we say that cut. And so I would love to say that which one really hurt, but there were so many that cut me to the core that I almost committed suicide because it was they were just hurtful. It was like having my throat sliced and not being able to come back from it. And so for me to overcome that, it wasn't the easiest, but when I did, it was well worth it. Because what I learned in the process of the healing was that it was okay to forgive those who trespass against me. And that it's not about what people say about me, it's about what I actually believe about myself. And once I realized that, you can say whatever you want about me, baby. I already know that I am none of the things that you even talking about. So I'm not going to even let that even phase me none. Because really, you're not talking about me. You're really talking about you. Because it's a reflection of who you are, not who I am. And I had to understand that. I had to change my mindset because it's all about the way we perceive and the way we see things. And when we can change our mindset to see things in a brighter light, then we free us from the hurt that broken people try to put on us. We we block ourselves from the trauma and the anxiety of others that try to put on us. See, I'm like a block. Hey, I got my karate choppers on. You know, that's what I got. You know, because I can't allow you to put your hurt on me. And that's what we do a lot of times. And we have to look at those are what the words that people say about us. Because my grandpa used to tell me this. He used to say, when you throw, he said, if you got a dog full of a pen full of dogs and you throw a brick in the pen, the one who hollered is the one who got hit. So if it don't belong to you and you didn't get hit with it, what you hollering for? And I didn't understand that. I thought that was the stupidest thing ever. But when I got older and I started really evaluating my life and my situation, that's when I started to realize, wow, that don't belong to me. So what I'm hollering for? So when people say stuff to me, if it don't belong to me, it's almost as if I can't even hear it
Yes.
because it don't belong to me. So what am I picking it up for? And you can't give it to me. You ain't gonna make me take it, like because it don't belong to me. So you can say whatever you want, but if that ain't who I am, then I'm not gonna accept what you talking about because that's what you feel. And it's okay for you to feel the way you feel. But that don't mean that I have to feel the way you feel.
That's so true. Oh my word. And it's scary to know. I read a book that said that trauma can go back 8 generations. Trauma can be put on us generation after generation. And that was
Mhm.
really scary to know that some of the trauma I personally hold on to was not even my own trauma. It was the ones of
Exactly.
my mom and my grandmother. And I was
Mhm.
like, I forgive them and I let them go. And I also said to myself, I, what's this book's name? Let me just grab the book. Um, it didn't start with you is the book of Mark Woolen. And that is where I've read about that some of these trauma that we are holding on to is not ours. Um,
Mhm.
and we need to release it and we need to set it free and say, I forgive you. But this is
Mhm.
not my trauma to carry on with me. I'm setting you free. And it was just like
Exactly.
that was something that I needed to hear, that it was some of these trauma that I was holding on was not even my own. It can go back to 8 generations back. And that is really scared. But what the part that was most the beautiful part for me was um some of the trauma couldn't be healed in that generation. And that is
Mhm.
where us in this generation is so special because we were sent to break all generational curses. We were sent. So it is like we are the ones that's going to release the trauma. We are going to leave legacies where
Yes,
our
we are.
children is going to be they're gonna have my son has the resources that when he's overwhelmed, when I'm overwhelmed, we know exactly how to
Mhm.
cope. We know exactly how to
Exactly.
calm our nervous systems. Um,
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
this is just one of those things that we can just say for each woman that is the speaker or the ones that is listening, just know that this is your time. We've been sent to break generational curses. You are the
Yeah.
chosen one to do. You have the power to do it. So
Yes, you do.
yeah, it's just I always get
Yes, you
excited about these things.
yes, you do. Hey, I love the excitement. I love the energy because that's really what it's about. That's your freedom breaking free. That's that little girl inside of you, that woman that's just trying to just break free and say, hey, I'm here. I'm alive. I'm free to be me. I'm free to be authentically me and I love me for who I am. And that's what it's all about, man. Because if you can't be there, then you just existing in this life. You haven't begun to start living your life. And he tells us in his basic instructions that we can live life abundantly here on this earth, right now, in the moment, right now. All we have to do is slow down, breathe, and take it all in and enjoy the beauty and smell the trees and the birds and the fresh air sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Go take a walk and go enjoy, take some pictures, go look at some art, go do something for you. Because a lot of times we so busy in this busy world, moving, gotta do this, gotta do that. And we don't take time to stop for us. Make yourself a priority. I have to tell everybody, people, every day, you are a priority. You make everybody else a priority. When you gonna start making you a priority? Be glad in your day. It's a choice. We have choices of how we gonna live our day. And I choose to be happy in my day. I don't want to be mad and sad and angry and anxiety. frustrated and drama, and I don't. So I'm cautious about who I allow in my circle, what energy I allow around me, and the people that I'm with, because you have to understand the people that pour into you, man. As long as they're pouring great things into you,
And
you know,
that's sorry.
hang with eagles and peacocks, things that's great and strong and beautiful. Don't be out here hanging with the peasants, because that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get bird feed.
And the thing is also, it is so important for us on our healing journey to have that safe space and community that we can be able to do these things, rises like the eagles, because
Hmm.
not like flock like doves or whatever, or hens or whatever you want to call them, but to just the our import the community, the safety resources is such, it's really playing a big role in your healing journey, because if you have people that is ready with you to grow, you're going to be there quicker. But if you have friends in your environment that is going to keep you back, and they don't see that, they see your light but they want to dim it, it is holding
Hmm.
you back. And sometimes we have
Yes,
to
it
let it
is.
go. Sometimes
Yes,
we
it
have to
is.
let it go, let them go. Yeah, so that's
I tell people every day, everybody can't go with you. Everybody ain't made for the journey that you're on. Some people are just there for a reason and a season, you know what I'm saying? And then you have those who are there for a lifetime. You have those who are there for just a second, So just know who's supposed to be there. You can't take everybody with you. Sometimes we want to, oh, I want to take and I want to go and I want to have and I want to. Everybody can't go with you. And let me tell you, and it doesn't matter if it's family or friends. Sometimes we outgrow our friends and it's okay. It doesn't mean that you love them any less. It just means that you have grown to a point where you're somewhere else in your life and they have not yet got there yet. And so you have to move on so that you can continue to elevate where you're trying to go. Because if you try to keep dragging them, well, you're going to keep being back there because they're not ready to go where you're going. They're okay being where they're at. So don't feel guilty about leaving. Don't feel guilty about pushing forward. Don't feel guilty because, baby, honey, I take people that's ready to go. You know, I used to have, and I can tell you because I was guilty of that. I used to wait and, hey, come on, friends, let's do this, and I'm dragging them and dragging them and dragging them, and I look up and I done missed 10 whole years of my life still trying to drag them, and guess what? They still doing the same thing that they were doing 10 years ago. They ain't moved, they ain't elevated, they have not done anything. They are still in the same place. So guess what? I have to let go and I have to move on. And guess what? You can do what you want to do, and I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. But I'm not gonna be in the same place as you. It don't mean that I love you any less. It doesn't mean that I think that I'm better than you. I'm just in a different position in my life as you. And so I don't have to stay there. And we don't and don't feel guilty about not staying in that position.
I love it. It's almost like, I think the book Who Ate My Cheese, that is also the one that was staying stuck in the same place because he was afraid of missing out. And the other one was just going out there, finding new paths or maze, whatever you want to call it. And it is like, yeah, it's just not feeling guilty for letting go. You can always come back, and maybe then they will be ready to jump in that Lamborghini with you, so that you can
Okay.
go on. But for now, it's just love them and leave them there, pray for them, and go on this mission, because we were sent to do things. We weren't sent to stand still in one place and be ignoring our opportunities, because I really feel like God is putting each one of us passions in our hearts, so to serve other women and serve other people. And if we don't grab it on, the next person is going to grab it on. It's like
Yeah.
opportunities. If it's in your head and you've got this crazy idea, God said, God put it in your heart. Do something about it. So it's just like, we need to do it. We can't sit still in one place. It's time for grow, healing, and thriving.
Yep. And it is. And it is. For we stay stuck because of our fear of the unknown, fear that we're not worthy, fear of failure, fear that people won't accept it. And so if we can move out the way and get out of our own head, because he tells us in his basic instructions that he doesn't give us no fear. We create our own fear. And so if we can push through our fear, we can live and get all the opportunities and the blessings that's just for us. But we miss all of these opportunities because of our fear,
Yep.
because we're afraid to step out on our faith. We're afraid to step out because of the unknown. We're afraid. But I'm telling you, it's time to awaken the rebel within, ladies and my queens. Let's roar in our greatness. Let's say no more, no more, no more. And let's be great because we are great. We can be great. We will be great.
Amen. Oh, Lady V, what was the first step you took to move from feeling silence to finding your voice? And how did that step change your life?
My first step was to release. I had to learn how to release the old narrative. I had to learn how to release the limited belief. I had to learn how to release the old baggage that was standing in my way. I had to learn how to do that because without releasing everything, you're really not gaining your freedom. It's like building a house on a cracked foundation. If you really don't open your, if you don't seal up those cracks because you just keep putting a patch over it, you're going to flood one day.
Mhm.
The water going to keep coming in. It ain't going to stay out. You can patch it up all you want, but you will eventually sink. It's going to mold, it's going to crack, it's going to do all kind of things, and you're going to have to literally tear it down one day. That's how our lives is right now. We have too many cracks in our foundation because we refuse to release, because we like to sweep things under the rug.
Yep.
And act like if they didn't exist, act as if it didn't happen. But until we actually release everything that happened to us, even the things that we think are the smallest of things, because some of those things actually be the biggest things that's holding us back. And so if we can release those things and we can release everything, then we can start to regain our freedom. See, we have to unlearn to relearn. Unlearn all those bad old things that people said about us, that people taught us, that we were taught, because a lot of that stuff was garbage. Some of it was, good for us, and we needed it because it gave us structure. But a lot of that stuff was just, they were just flying on a whim.
Yep.
Again, 8 generational curses, because that's how they thought that, oh, well, this must be the way to live. This must be the way of life. Not that it was right, it was just the thing to do
Mm.
because somebody else said it was the thing to do. So we carried that. And a lot of times we don't understand that we continue to carry these bad behaviors. And now we have to unlearn those bad behaviors to relearn these healthy behaviors that we need in our life. And so we have to release all these things that's holding us back. And once we can do that, then we can start to overcome the obstacles that's standing in our way. Being free of who we are, knowing who we are, learning who we are. We can start rebuilding who we are. And then once we do that, then we can awaken the rebel within inside us.
Mm.
Awake, it's time. She's ready. It's a little girl sitting there waiting for you. You ain't waiting on her. She waiting on you.
Okay.
She been silenced for so long. Because I come from an era, what happens in this house stays in this house.
Yep.
I come from an era where we ain't to be seen or heard. you know, you know, and so I can sit here and I can break the silence right now. But when you break something, you can put it back together. It ain't gonna be all pretty, but it'll be put back together. Well, I don't want to do that. I want to actually shatter the silence. Because it's time for us as women to start speaking up about the things that happen. It's time for us to start helping other women heal like we're healing. We have to start sticking together and having a helping hand and say, hey, my queen, let me help you through this.
Yes.
Let's guide through this together. Let's walk this journey together, because I'm hurting too, sister. But guess what? I'll hold you and you hold me, and we can get through this together. Instead of us, girl, you know.
Yes.
You know, we have to really know that we're all hurting some type of way.
Here we are.
But when you learn that for your freedom and you learn to release all those things that's holding you back, then you can start rising to the occasion. You can start rebranding who you are. You can start roaring in your greatness and loving who you are authentically. And that's the key. That's the goal. Releasing. And once you release, learning how to forgive. Forgive you for holding on for so long. And when you forgive you, forgive those who trespass against you. Because what if God told you one day, you know what? Not today, Marika. I don't think I'm going to forgive you today. We cool. I don't want to feel that. And I had to understand that. Because he said, what if I told you I don't want to forgive you today? I said, wait a minute. Hold on, Pippin. Wait. You said what? No. I don't want to be in that situation. So I had to forgive me for holding on so long, because I was stopping me. A lot of times we don't even know that. A lot of times the things that we're holding on, we the ones angry. The person we mad at half the time don't even know we mad. Half the time don't even care that we mad. And they done moved on about their business, about their life, gone, and they doing them. And we're still holding on. Hurt. While they jolly and chipper and everything. We don't understand. But that's because half the time they don't even know that we hurt behind something that they did or said. And sometimes they really don't care. So we have to really know the difference. So why hold on to something for so long that's really only hurting you? Why?
That's so cool. And just forgive yourself for your own mistakes, because sometimes I learned that we were only doing the things with the resources we had at that time. We
Exactly.
weren't resourceful. We didn't have the resources to regulate our own nervous system, because it was never taught. It wasn't taught to us to be speaking up, show your emotion, because that is not, it was say, stay silent, be quiet, don't cry. I don't want to hear about it.
Exactly.
So sometimes we do feel like, oh, I've made so many mistakes in my life, but especially if there's women now starting their healing journey, just know that you did the best you could with the resources you had. Um,
Exactly.
yeah, it's just that's something that really helped me when I was releasing and forgiving. Well, Lady V, what's one powerful lesson you've learned about self-worth? And how do you carry it with you as you continue to grow and inspire others?
The one thing that I learned about my self-worth was that it feels good to know that I'm worth it, because I am. It was good to know that I didn't need validation. I felt like I needed validation from my mom, validation from my parents, validation from my friends, validation from men. I felt like I needed all these things. And in reality, all I needed to do and learn was how to really love me. And once I learned how to love me genuinely, like God loved me, unconditionally, ooh, wait. All I can say is it was priceless. It was a feeling like no other, because I realized that, wow, if God can love me this much, why I don't know how to love me this much. And then I had to start relearning, unlearning, to relearn who I was. So I had to ask myself, who is Tavana? Who is Lady V? And once I started writing that list and finding me, oh, it was like heaven on earth. It was the most beautifulest thing. It was like painting a picture that I had never saw before. And I was like, hey girl, who's that girl? But I was excited because I didn't know who I was. But when I finally found out who she was, it was the best feeling in the world. And I tell every queen, find you, learn you. You don't know what it is that you like until you try it, until you open up your mind to say, I want to know me. I realized that, you know what? I didn't really know who I was. I wrote all this stuff that I like to do now, right? And I thought I liked to do all this stuff. And some of the things that I realized that I only put them on my list because somebody else actually liked to do it and I just kind of fell into it.
Mm.
It wasn't that I really liked to do it. I just kind of fell into it and then became accustomed to doing it. Like sometimes we do. But then I realized that I ain't really like doing it that much. But there were so many things that I enjoyed doing that I was like, wow, I didn't even know I liked doing that. But I did it anyway. And I enjoyed myself tremendous. It gave me joy. And so when you really learn how to love you, there's no turning back from that. And that is priceless. And I tell every woman in the world, learn you, baby. Because when you learn you won't accept anything. You won't stand for anything but the best.
Absolutely. Lady V, if you could tell your 17-year-old one thing, old self one thing, what would it be and why?
You are worthy, girl. You are worthy. Why? Because I am worthy, honey. I am worthy. And I am more than enough because I am beautiful through my imperfections. I am beautiful. And I don't have to be perfect. to be beautiful. I love every curve, every roll, every dimple, every scar, every wrinkle. I love every jinkle, whatever it is. I love it because
Yes.
it's mine
Yes, it is.
and it's me. And I'm grateful for it because some people can't say that they made it to C48 and still look this good. Some people can't say that they made it to 60 and still look good. Some people can't say that they made it to 70, 80 and still look good and still have all their limbs and can walk and still drive. Some people can't say that. So if you're able to embrace it, don't take it for granted. And so I tell my 17-year-old self, baby, you are worth it. But don't worry, because I hurt you once. But this time I'm going to show you how to roar it. And so we going to roar in our greatness.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Like it is like I want to scream and shout and let it out. It's just like, whoo. This is like impactful. I'm like, oh, I really hope that this woman that's listening to this is that there is just a spark. It can. It. I just want you to have a spark in your life to know that it is possible for you to start your healing journey. It's possible for you to find your voice and share and speak up. Oh my word.
Yes, yes, yes.
Lady V, how do you define thriving today and what mindset shifts or practices helped you embrace that definition?
For me, thriving means to know that it's okay to embrace your emotions, that it's okay to not be okay, that it's okay to not be perfect, that it's okay to be authentically you. It's okay to be resilient. It's okay to come up out of your survivor mode. It's okay to pull off your superwoman cape. It's okay to just lounge around and do nothing for you one day. It's okay to take self care. See, that's what thriving means because guess what? We can't thrive and be great if we're steady holding on to the baggage that's weighing us down. Where you going?
Yeah.
Nowhere and nowhere fast. But if you let go of the baggage that's holding you down, you can move, thrive, strive, and be powerful and be beautiful while you're doing it, honey. And you don't have to worry about what it's looking like. All you got to do is just keep on keeping on. And that's what thriving means for me. And so that's what I'm going to tell people. Keep on thriving and striving and roaring in your greatness.
Yes. Lady V, what made you decide to be featured on Speak Up Queen and how does it feel knowing that there's a safe space for women to share their stories and inspire others?
When I saw the ad, I was like, oh my gosh, I had to do this. I was like, it just looked fun. And then the fact that I was like, I am all about empowering women to roar in their greatness. I'm all about making sure that we know that it's okay to take our superwoman cape off sometimes, that we don't always have to be in survivor mode, and that we don't have to always have to be in mommy mode, and that we don't always have to be in wifey mode, that sometimes we can just be in plain Jane Jill mode, okay? We don't have to, we don't, and it's okay. It's okay to take 24 hours out for you, you know? And I have a message to women. And so I wanted to know that they're beautiful in every way. And when I see Speak Up Queen, I knew that this was the one show that I would be able to help shatter the silence because I'm able to speak up and speak boldly and not be afraid to say, guess what? It's okay for us not to be okay. It's okay for us to cry sometimes. It's okay for us to yell. It's okay for us not to wear makeup. It's okay for us to wear sweats one day. It's okay for us not to do our hair and to wear it in a messy bun. It's okay. We don't always have to. I come on each interview and there's days where I just don't feel like doing that. I don't feel like doing my hair. I don't feel like putting on no makeup. I don't feel like I just don't. And so guess what? I don't because I'm authentically beautiful.
Yep.
I'm authentically me. And so I don't think you're looking at, oh, she ain't got on no makeup. I would hope that you listening to this word that's going to help you be great. That's going to give you some motivation to say, you know what, I'm going to start my business today. I'm going to write my book today. I'm going to actually heal this and release this thing that I'm holding on today. I'm going to actually overcome what I'm going through today. And so that's why I had to come on Speak Up Queen. I had to be here because I am definitely a queen, baby. A beautiful queen in every way.
Absolutely.
And I'm bold and I'm not afraid to speak up and to see other women strive and roar in their greatness. And so that's why I had to be on this show. I had to. I wasn't gonna let it pass me by, and I was like, "Dang, did I miss it?" I was almost afraid that I did, and then I was like, "Oh no, okay, wait a minute." And then I couldn't. I was like, "Oh Lord, they trying to mess with me," and I was like, "Baby, I'm gonna find it. I don't care what's going on, baby. I'm gonna be here, and here I am,
There you are.
roaring in my greatness."
Absolutely. Well, Lady V, thank you so much for sharing your incredible journey with us today. Your story is a testament to the strength, resilience, and courage it takes to not only heal but to thrive. So, to everyone listening, just remember that your voice matters, your story matters, and together we can inspire change. So, if today's episode touched your heart, please subscribe, leave a comment, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Until next time, Squeens, keep speaking up, and step into your power.
Lady, we love you.